Hey, it's Stargirl the Practical Witch. I am back with another pick a card reading. This one is to find out what kind of boyfriend slash or girlfriend are you. So as usual, I want you to pick one of the 6 groups. The first group is a quartz. The second group is a Dalmatian jasper. The third group is a tiger's eye. The fourth group is a moonstone. The fifth group is a rose quartz, and the 6th group is a lapis lazuli. So once you've picked one of the 6 groups, you can fast forward to the timestamp I'll provide down below to find out what kind of boyfriend or girlfriend you are. So let's get started. Group number 1, the quartz. Let's see what kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are. I feel like I'm about to expose you. Okay, so I got Explore, the Spirit Whisperer, Divine Guidance, Higher Knowing. I got the Runestone, which means family, friendship, charitable deeds, the greater good, the self, transcendence, and communion. I have the High Priestess. Do you guys like my new holographic cards? The King of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, so right away what I'm getting from your pile is that you are someone who is highly psychic, and that's what I'm getting from the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and Divine Guidance, Higher Knowing. I feel like you're someone who, if your person is cheating, you know, like you pick up on these things. Or if someone is thinking or doing something you don't feel like you want in a relationship, you pick it up. They don't even have to say anything. You are just intuitive and you can pick things like that up. And I think that makes you feel really lonely. Like, look at that Explore imagery. It's a monk walking alone on his path. I almost feel like this makes you feel lonely because you always know what's up. And you wish you could just not know. You wish you could just be dumb to it, not know what's going on, because you're starting to get lonely. And, you know, like, it sucks knowing things that you don't want to know. And 5 of Wands is a card of disagreements and fights. So I feel like you're like, I know what's going on, and they're like denying it. You've probably been in relationships where they're denying it. And you're like, but I know. And they're like, you have no solid proof. And this causes disagreements. And I think this is because, once again, you're highly intuitive. And if you feel like something isn't right, it's probably because it's not right. And that's probably why sometimes you feel a little lonely. And you're like, why do I have to know these things? Why do I have to pick up these things? And if you pick this group, I should also suggest to you that you become a psychic, because the High Priestess, King of Cups are very emotional, intuitive cards. And with the King of Cups, I'm also seeing that you're someone who's very romantic, and you know, you believe in love. You believe in finding the one. You are creative. You're romantic, you know, and you want that true love. And then with this runestone, it says family, friendship, charitable deeds, the greater good, the self, transcendence, communion. I feel like you're someone who really wants a friendship connection with the person you're dating. You don't want to just be boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend. You want to be like friends first. You want to develop, you want it to be a real soul connection where you're actually friends and you actually enjoy the person you're with, instead of it just being on a physical level. And you're also someone who like would do anything. Like, if you believed the person you are dating is someone who can be trusted, is someone who is good, is someone you don't get bad vibes from, you would do anything for those people. And literally anything. And they aren't just your, you know, significant other. They turn into your family. So, you know, you're a really good person to have as a significant other, as long as you're not doing anything shady, or like they're not doing anything shady to you. You are someone great to be in a relationship with. And you know what? You're also, with your intuition comes your ability to know what your significant other needs without them having to say anything. So you'll be able to pick it up. Like, if they're feeling sad and they're not letting it on, you'll know why they're sad, and you'll know what to do to make them feel better. Or like, if something's going wrong, you'll be like, hey babe, what's wrong? Like, you'll just know. Like, you'll just pick up these things. And this makes you someone who's like, you know, a great friend, a great companion. And your intuition just isn't about like, you know, the bad things. It helps with the good things. It helps with, you know, like being supportive and there for them when they don't even have to ask. So that's the kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are, and that's amazing. Also, please consider, you know, being psychic, because if you're naturally that intuitive, you know, might as well. Okay, so group number 2, we have the Dalmatian Jasper. Let's see what kind of boyfriend or girlfriend you are. So I got the Moon. Okay. I have Authority. I have the Dreamwalker, Dreams, Collective Good, and Illusions. I have the Runestone, which stands for horse. It also means moving, progress, travel, cooperation, partnership, inner progress, duality of nature. I have the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Okay, so what I'm getting for this with Authority and the 2 King cards, I'm almost seeing that you can be quite authoritative in the relationship, like you're the one who wears the pants, so to speak. You're the one who's in charge in the relationship. You like to be the one in charge. I'm also getting like you... Let's see, with the King of Swords, I'm also seeing like with the King of Wands and the King of Swords, maybe you can come off as kind of cold sometimes, kind of harsh sometimes. You don't really like to show your emotions. You like to keep your emotions hidden. That's what I'm getting with the Moon. I'm almost feeling like you're somebody who, you know, doesn't really know what they want when they're in a relationship. You might get bored easily. That's what I'm getting from the King of Wands. You might have a tendency to look elsewhere, and you know, you might have a tendency to have your eyes wander a little bit, and that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, expose you or anything. I'm just showing what the cards are saying. So whether you realize it consciously or not, like, you may have a tendency, like, if you feel, you know, like bored by the relationship or unstimulated, to look elsewhere. And you know, keep things a little, you know, like this. The Moon usually for me in love stands for like affairs, secret romances. So I can already feel you guys getting mad at me. But I also got the Dreamwalker, dreams, the collective good, illusions. So yeah, I see you have like a tendency, you know, when things get a little stagnant and boring for you, to sort of think grass is always greener on the other side, fantasize about other people. But that's okay. You're someone who's really charismatic, and which might make it a little easier for you to be that way. And you're well spoken, and you're, you know, you're the King of Swords, so your communication, you probably have a good tongue, you know, you probably attract a lot of people, and you can't help, like, you know, if you get a little bored and you want to, your attention wanders, you just can't help it, you know what I mean? And then with like the horse, moving, progress, travel, cooperation, partnership, inner progress, duality. Yeah, I'm almost seeing like you have a high sex drive too. Like you're someone who isn't boring in bed. You have a high sex drive. You like to keep things interesting. I'm almost seeing like maybe you be into bondage, but hey, I'm not trying to call you out too much. So you're not someone who's boring. You're definitely not someone who's boring. I see you as like a charismatic, independent, someone who's independent with the King of Swords. You're sort of independent. You don't really, you're not clingy type, but you do have a tendency for your eyes to wander. And you know, I'm not judging you. I'm just reading what the cards said. Or maybe you picked the wrong stack. If you don't think so, don't get mad at me, guys. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm just trying to be honest. But all right, let's move on from that. Group number 3, the Tiger's Eye. Let's see what kind of boyfriend / girlfriend you are. All right, so we have the Tower. Look at that imagery. Ooh. Got the Tower. We have potency, achievement, difficulties overcome, creativity, fertility, unity. We have health. We have the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. We have Ten of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, so right away, I can tell that you might be the jealous type. So we have the Tower, so maybe you have some abandonment issues, you have some jealousy issues. I'm seeing that you can kind of get away with being a little crazy though, because I got the Swan Queen, which is like beauty, transformation. I almost feel like people are patient with you and they deal with your crazy because you're probably really attractive. You're probably a catch. So, I mean, what do they say about like really attractive people? Like, you know, maybe a little crazy in the head. I'm just kidding, but like I feel like you are the crazy, like, guys, before you get upset with me, just hear me out. Just hear what I have to say. You might be a little jealous. You might be a little like, where were you? Who are you texting? Looking over the shoulder, like, but you kind of can get away with it because you're the Swan Queen. You're pretty. There's something about you that's like, people are like they easily forgive you for being like that. They easily excuse that kind of behavior. And you know, with the Ten of Swords, I'm also getting that as well. Like you have a tendency to threaten breaking up. Like, I'm breaking up with you if, you know, like I swear I'm gonna break up with you. Like you might use that a lot as well. And for some reason, people just keep forgiving you. It's something about you that they can't let go of. And with the Emperor, you might put a lot of rules on the relationship, and it's probably something to do with, you know, you're scared of getting hurt. So you put a lot of rules down so you don't get hurt. It's to protect you, really, and I totally get that. Like, honestly, I feel this group, okay? And then, you know, with the runestone, that means potency, achievement, difficulties overcome, creativity, fertility. With the fertility in there, it kind of ties into the Swan Queen. Like, I almost feel like fertility is beauty. So what's beautiful in our society is generally something to do with fertility. So I feel like people just excuse you because, you know, your outer shell is okay. And I feel like, you know, you're someone who's a little quirky. This is like the manic pixie dream girl or guy, if you guys know what that is. Like, little quirky, creative. There's something different about you guys. You might be a little insane, but it's okay because it, like, is part of your quirk. And then I got the health card. So I almost feel like you're somebody who likes to make sure, you know, just as much as you worry about them doing extracurriculars, you worry about their health. Like, are you eating okay? Are you doing this? Like, you almost like to mom them a little bit. Like, are you okay? Are you getting enough sleep? Don't smoke so much. Don't drink so much. Because you worry about them. You worry about their health, and you're a nurturer. You have a good heart. You're just a little, you know, getting Harley Quinn vibes. I don't know. But, you know, that's the kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are. It's okay. Nothing is all good. Nothing is all bad. It's a balance of both. Ready? All right, let's move on from that. Let's go on to group number 4, the Moonstone. Let's see what kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are. So I got the Runestone, which means ice, obstacles, standstill, caution, patience, inner calm, surrender, introspection. Okay, and I got the Two of Wands. I have show appreciation, the High Lord of gratitude and service, selflessness, humility, conscious action. And then I had the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands. Okay. So, I feel like the way you like to show love as a boyfriend or girlfriend with the Ten of Wands, which is like taking on the load, taking on the work, taking on the hard work for other people, and show appreciation, and then with a selflessness, conscious action. I feel like you're someone who shows love by selfless deeds, by doing things for your significant other so they don't have to worry about it, by taking on their load, by like doing things for them so they don't have to worry about it themselves. That's how you show your love. And it's really selfless. Like, it's honestly really good. But if you feel like you're being taken for granted and the other person is taking you for granted and they're not appreciating all the nice things you do, with the Two of Wands, I'm almost seeing like you have a tendency to look elsewhere. You have a tendency to go, I'm not being appreciated, so look, but not like for real cheap, but almost like you look for validation, or you look for that praise you want from your significant other by doing things like maybe you post something racy on Instagram and you want some improving comments, or maybe, you know, you go on a dating site just to get like the praise that you want, because I feel like at the end of the day what you really want is to be appreciated. You want someone to notice all the good things you're doing, and it's not like you're a cheater, but if you're not getting that praise from your significant other, you might have a tendency to look for it elsewhere with someone else. Not that you would actually cheat, but like you need that, like, thank you so much, you need that appreciation, which I totally get. With that Moonstone, obstacles, standstill, caution, patience, inner calm, surrender, introspection. Yeah, I almost see like with that, Even though people might take you for granted, for some reason you have a hard time moving on. Like, you have a hard time realizing when enough is enough, and you'll stay and be like the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend even when you should leave because the other person isn't treating you right. Like, you're stubborn. You're like, all right, I'll make them. Like, you sort of stay, and then you start to blame yourself. Like, what's wrong with me? Why aren't they appreciating me? What's wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you're someone who is like the rock of a relationship. What you do for others is selfless, and if you have someone who truly appreciates you, like, and appreciates all the things that you do, you're fun, you're adventurous, you like to do things together. Like, you thrive when someone appreciates you. So that's what kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are if you picked group number 4. But we're going to move on now. All right. Group number 5, the rose quartz. Let's see what kind of boyfriend, girlfriend you are. So I have the Wheel of Fortune. I have nature, and look at that imagery, that lightning, that angel holding the lightning. I have the Winged Wise Ones, which says angelic help, miracles, and miraculous aid. I have the Runestone, which means need, self-restraint, avoidance of greed, patience, transcendence, and the soul. And then I have Temperance and the 8 of Swords. Okay, so right away from the Wheel of Fortune, you are a boyfriend or girlfriend where your significant others, well, maybe others if you're if you practice polyamory, but they don't know what they're gonna get. So one day they could get, a perfect angel, the winged angel, angelic help, angelic aid. You could be like this sweet angel who is like the perfect girlfriend or boyfriend who does everything right. And then the next minute, like out of nowhere, like nature, unpredictable nature, you're just throwing lightning bolts at them. So it's like the Wheel of Fortune. Every day is a different person. You spin the Wheel of Fortune, you either get, the angel or the one with the temper throwing lightning bolts. I don't want to say bipolar. I don't want to say that. Use like serious, psychological terms, but you know what I mean by bipolar. Like, one minute you're great, the next minute you're like the devil. Okay, and that's what I'm also getting by temperance, because temperance is the balance of two polarities, right? So that just reiterates what I'm saying. With the 8 of Swords, you might have a tendency. The reason why you might be like that is because you don't know what you want. Maybe sometimes you invest in the wrong people, and you invest in the wrong reasons. You invest in people who don't really appreciate you, or like shallow reasons, like, oh, they're hot, or oh, they have a nice car. Like, you almost are scared of getting hurt, so you pick people who, maybe you pick people based on shallow reasons sometimes. And I'm not saying, that's a bad thing. Everyone has a good and bad side, remember. So maybe it's subconsciously. I'm just asking you to think about it. Maybe subconsciously you do this, and that's why you're like that. That's why you're unpredictable, because you are unpredictable because you don't know what you want. One day you're an angel, one day you're angry, because maybe you're picking people for the wrong reasons, not for like soul reasons, not people that are going to enrich you. You know what I mean? And with the Runestone, needs, self-restraint, I feel like you're just not aware of your needs. That's why you might be like that. Self-restraint, avoidance of greed, patience, transcendence, the soul. I feel like, you're like this because ultimately you want someone who touches your soul. And when they disappoint you, you turn, you can get to the bad side a little bit, which I understand. But, in order to balance this out, I feel like you'll know you're with the right person, because it won't be like this. You won't have that shadow side. I mean, you will. No relationship's perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, it'll be less frequent. Like, you need real soulmate connection. You need the real deal. And being in shallow things, like, you might have a tendency to give into like shallow reasons to be with someone. That's going to do nothing but be destructive for you, because you have a soul. The Temperance is a soulmate card. You have a soul who greatly, really and truly needs a real soulmate, not an earthly level relationship, like a real soulmate relationship. All right, let's move on now, though, to group number 6, to the Lapis Lazuli. Number 6, Lapis Lazuli. All right, so I have the Queen of Pentacles. I have the card that says open your mind. It's the rune stone that says open your mind, connect with the higher power, broaden your horizons, invoke wisdom. I have physical outlet. And the word lord, communication, praise, dishonesty, and the king of pentacles and the queen of cups. Okay, so right away we have the king of pentacles and the queen of pentacles. You are the grounded boyfriend, girlfriend. You are grounded, and what I mean by that is you're not someone who likes to start drama. You are not someone who blows up for no reason. You just want a nice, steady, normal relationship where everything is going smooth, no drama, none of that needed. You know, you're a good boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't start fights. You know, you're grounded, you're fair, you're equal. Like, if they take you out, you take them out. You're very, like, fair, even, I was gonna say even Steven. Okay. You're very fair. You are just like the one like level-headed person out there who is like level-headed to be in a relationship with. You might be, you know, someone who likes to go to the gym together. You might be competitive with your partner. You like to do things. You don't like to just sit around. You're like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to go out? Like, you know, you like to do things with your partner. Maybe outside, go hiking. And also, sometimes you like to avoid conflict so much that you can be a little dishonest. Like, you like to remain level-headed, even keeled. You don't like to, you know, have explosive fights. So you might come off, you know, a little fake sometimes just to avoid conflict. You might not be honest with your feelings or their feelings because you just want to keep things cool. Like, you just want a relationship that's cool. You don't want drama. You might have the tendency, though, to do the same things, like, because this one says open your mind, broaden your horizon, so you might have a tendency to go the same places, do the same things with your partner. It can get a little routine, because with being grounded, you know, comes routine, so you might have a tendency to be routine, but that's okay. Everyone has a good and bad side, like I said with the rest of the groups. And with the Queen of Cups, I'm seeing like you do have you have a nurturing side that comes with being grounded. Like, you're very nurturing, you care about your significant other, even though you like to hide your emotions, which is what the Queen of Cups does. You do care, and you deeply care, and you take care of your significant other really well, and you genuinely care about them. So if you pick number 6, like, you're an awesome, like, even-keeled person to be in a relationship with. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this pick a card reading, and as usual, I will see you later.